Welcome to the Sunday night talk. Hola, Kio. Okay. Brain gear. Things I have to speak about before. If you want to have a private session with me, you can get in touch with me via Facebook or my website. And I have a talk. Hi, Paul. I have a talk in London on the 10th and 11th of November. There's a link to where you buy tickets on my website. I'm not selling the tickets, someone else is organising it. What else? I'm doing a 6-day meeting here in Spain in May. Hi, Anne. What else is there? There is my books on there. Oh yeah, and I'm doing a webinar on the last Saturday of this month. So if you'd like to come to that, just contact me and I can put you on the list for that. And as this is a live talk, this is how I do my meetings. So I ask you to contribute if you can, only £2. That would be really great. And it really helps me out, keeps me going. That doesn't include the people who are my patrons because they already give every month anyway. If you'd like to become a patron, you can do that. That is an easier way to contribute towards my live talks. And I think that's it on the practical level. Thanks, Anne. Yeah, I decided to grow it a bit. Yeah, needs a trim, but I'm going to keep it longish, not too long. So it's funny because you know, I'm going to be speaking, of course, because that's what happens. I put YouTube on and I press go live, and then speaking happens. And I know that there are people watching who are waiting for that moment where Lisa's gonna say that one thing, and I'm gonna go, aha, I have it at last. But really, the reality is that no one's saying anything, nobody's speaking. These are just sounds happening. This is just a computer and a table and space and a body, and there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on here. There's just this absolute unfolding, eternal, absolute mystery of everything, which is also nothing to speak of. Sorry, it's a bit colder today. I'm not used to it. I'm used to being boiling hot. Because this mysterious, wonderful, God knows what, also appears as feeling like it's being lost. It's like an appearance of something's been lost, which we commonly refer to as me. there is no me. This apparent separate thing calls itself me, and all the other apparent separate me's call themselves me. And this me relates to that me, because that me's real and I'm real. They're real, I'm real. So this appearance says, she's real, Lisa here is real, I'm real, so she's real, and she's saying something that can be understood. Well, none of it's real. There's nothing here that's real. Where is it? Where's the real? Where's the real? It's just an idea. It's real because it feels, I feel real, so it's real because it is part of my sense of reality. It's added on to myself as part of my world. This is my world. I am the center of it. I'm located here. Usually, I think it's behind the eyes. It's often thinks it's located. So this is real. My memories are real. The future is real. I'm projecting into it. I'm fearful of it. I'm fearful I won't get it. I'm fearful I won't get there, wherever there is. There's no there. There's no there. There's no where. There's only here, and there's nothing here as something. There's only everything, which is unknowable, just unknowable. And it's totally ordinary. But the me says, well, this is ordinary. There's nothing here for me. No, there's nothing here for the me. There's nothing here for that appearance. There's nothing it can get from it. The only thing it can get from it is a bunch of non-dual concepts or a bunch of spiritual or religious concepts. It has to live in fantasy land of beliefs and concepts in order for there's something here for it. Has to be imagined. There's something for it has to be imagined. But even those things give a promise of something, of salvation, freedom. Hi, Stephen. Went to see Jim Newman in Vancouver last night. Oh, nice. Hi, Paul. Hi, Sebrinol. Yes, you can ask questions in the chat here. And we can have a chat about this. For the me, this is like either really boring, really frustrating. Hi, Jim. Yeah, I'm good. Hopefully no cockroaches tonight. There I look. Earlier I was thinking of what like agoraphobic is scared of spiders. I wonder what cockroach phobia is called. I was going to say cockphobia then. Cockorophia. the appearance of me can't cope with this. There's no air for it here. It can't breathe. There's nothing here that it can add to its story, except for what I said earlier as concepts and beliefs and theories, theologians, cucarachophobia. You need a bigger cup. Is this the one not big enough? It's my soup bowl of tea. Don't understand these little cups of tea. It's like down in one go. Hi, Martin. The word reality is empty, isn't it? It has no meaning. No meaning at all. I mean, we have to use words when we're speaking in words. Ironically. Funnily enough. So the word reality, can... Natural reality? Yeah, there's no real word for it because it's real and it's not real. It's real because here's a table, you can hear it, but it's not. It's not. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's just, and it's not coming from anywhere. It's love as a table. It's love as a wall. Life as a wall. It's an explosion of energy. It's an explosion of energy from nothing. It's nothing exploding as nothing and everything. The person can't help but fix it as something, fix it in the concept of time, fix it in space, like this is in space, we've got nice fixed maps of where everything is. It's fixed as my story. This is my house and my tea and my computer, my this, my that, my life, things I like, things I don't like. It's all feels very fixed. And that's where the me can breathe easily. It's like, even when it's shit, it feels better. Feeling shit feels better than the obliteration. Than the obliteration. Stephen, what happens when there's no more questions to ask? Without seeming to sound pedantic, that's just what would be happening. There'd be no more questions to ask. There wouldn't be anything happening. You see, the end of questions, the end of seeking, is so natural. It's like suddenly the obvious is just obvious. And there's no more questions about it because it's always here. It's always here. So there's no more questions. It's because it's just here. There's no more questions about it. Questions are always about me and my freedom in this subject. Hi, Amita. Oh, thank you. And the bigger the non-dual speaker, the bigger the cup. Non-dual competition. I used to have bigger cups before I was a non-dual speaker. Maybe I'm shrinking. Maybe I'll have a little cup and saucer next week. My green tea is in tiny cups. Yeah, but us Brits, we like our big cups, right? I think it's because probably most non-dual speakers are British, and British people like big cups. Most do, unless you're really, really old and like cups and saucers. Stephen, because it is seen that the questions the seeker wants to ask are apparently all about making itself feel better. Yes, it wants an end to its suffering. Yeah, the sense of self is normally a sense of suffering. It's something lost. It's always struggling to get there. Not every human. Some humans are quite contented. Some humans have a really suffering sense of separation. And by the time you've gone through buying the cars, buying the this, buying the that, trying to help self-help, going to spirituality, gone through a few gurus and then landed non-duality or some whatever, it means that like you've just had enough. You've tried everything. And now I'm trying non-duality. And this is the place where someone says there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go because there's no one going anywhere. There's nothing going anywhere. It's the appearance of someone which is whole, same as the wall, the floor, but it's not going anywhere. All the seeking, all the trying has never actually got anyone anywhere. It's never improved. Sure, the human might be more relaxed. Sometimes I put that down to age. This human definitely got more relaxed as he got older. Yeah, for sure. Less confrontational and all that. You win. Oh, thanks. Really, I think maybe it's just the camera because the camera's closer. If I put it here, it's not so big. See? I think it's the camera. It's quite a large cup though. It's nice. Amita, please can you tell what is the difference in dream and illusion? I'm guessing you mean between the two words. You could say that the sense of self is an appearance. There's never the denying of that. But it's an illusory appearance because it's not a real person. There is no souls, separate souls which have meaning and purpose going anywhere. You may have noticed that because it's never got anywhere, has it? And it's an illusory person dreaming it's real. Dreaming that it's real. It's a dream that I'm real. And then suddenly it's very obvious, like there was nobody there. It was just a dream. It's like a dream happening. There's nobody there. Sebrinal, what is the difference between nihilism and what you're saying? Well, I would say that there's nobody to be nihilistic. There's nobody to choose to be nihilistic. It's not a dismissal of everything. In fact, it's an embrace. This whole appearance, the carpet, well, rug and the ceiling and the light and the table, the hands are life's embrace constantly. It's not about rejection of anything, because who would reject it? Who would reject the wall? I'm rejecting the wall. That's the difference. Nihilism comes from the sense of me, that I will be nihilistic. Nihilism is a concept. It's a conceptual, theoretical idea, which only happens psychologically. This has not anything to do with that. Hi, ear monk. Can you speak about the illusion of finding someone as in relationship? Please destroy my hope. Well, there's nobody to choose. There's nobody to choose that. Ear monk. That's such a good name. There's nobody to choose that. So who would have the hope? It's the me's hope of a relationship. It's like the me's hope of something that will complete it. But you probably know by now that nothing ever completes it. Nothing will ever complete the sense of the person, because the person is an appearance of incompletion. It's a sense of separation, and that is, in the sense of separation, it is inherent that it is incomplete. That's its driving force. It's a sense of incompletion. So it might dream that it wants to find a relationship, or it wants something to fulfill it, but it's just dreaming it. If a person pops up in your life, he or she will just pop up in your life. And if you suddenly find that, you're going online dating or whatever, that'll just be what's happening. Amita, is naming objects or knowing a separation? If we do not name, they appear one, or that perception itself is distorted in subject, object. These are all just intellectual ideas. That's just sitting in a room, Amita. That's just sitting in a room. Doesn't matter what else goes on. You can sit there and talk about all the theories and ideas, naming, not naming, this, that, all the other, which I can't even go into because it's just, it's all meaningless. It's all meaningless. Everything is meaningless. But it's also glorious. Sebrinal, humans are self-conscious. Do you believe in extraterrestrial self-conscious life? I'm a big fan of the idea of aliens, and I would really like for a ship to land outside my house before this body drops dead. But apart from that, I don't really know. I don't see why not. That there would be other living things from other planets. Yeah, why not? I love sci-fi, as everyone knows. I'm a big sci-fi fan, so I read about all that all the time. Song no one, sing no one. Let me just read that again. If we do not name, they appear one, or that the perception itself is distorted in subject-object. There's just two apparent realities, which are the one reality. One is, I am separate, and I'm going to do like mental gymnastics to try and like understand what it all means, or not. That's the other one. Or that's just not there at all. That's just sitting in a room, sounds coming out of the mouth, drinking from a large cup. That's it. Amita, with me or not, the scene is the same. Is it? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure that if anyone came in my room, we would both agree that the table is made of wood. Yeah, and that there's a wall. It's still the same, but there's nothing that is trying to find the hidden meaning within it. Because there is no longer someone to do that, and if there was, it would be utterly pointless and hopeless because there's no hidden meaning. The only thing that obscures the obviousness is the looking for it. And all, as I said, the mental gymnastics about how to get there. But of course, they're all the same. They're all the same appearance anyway. This apparent life, with a human that thinks it's a person, or with a human that that's just not there, it does not matter one bit. It doesn't matter. It only matters to the human with a sense of a me. It matters. It matters to me. It matters that I'm no longer have the burden of the me. But even that doesn't matter because it's all life. Bursting, shouting, singing, life, life. I'm life as a me. I'm life as a table. I'm life as a pair of glasses. I'm life as a bird or a cloud. Whatever, anything. The myriad complexity of this astonishing appearance is sometimes heart-stopping. But I say that and I can almost hear the sense of the me going, but I want that. Me never gets it. No one has anything. It's the end of having anything. It's the end of owning anything. Amita, when Tony says no one in the room, when we see people, why is that? There are bodies in the room, that's why. But there's no me in the room. There might be a body there saying, I'm a me, and I have a me happening in my body. But that's only that's only just heard, but there's no me seen there. So Tony says there's no me's in the room. It's because he doesn't see a me's because there aren't any me's. There's no me's here. There's no one in the room. There's just an unfolding of energy appearing as bodies and floors and everything, just an unfolding. The me says the body is the most important thing, but it's really not. It looks after itself, of course, like anything, like any animal. I think the me thinks that the body is the most important thing because it feels like it's inside it and it stops at the edge of the body. The body is me. So it's important how I appear to others, what people think of me. But when there's no person in the body, it's just a body. It's just a body with preferences, preferences how to have the hair, or what color to wear. I like these kind of colors, but it's just a body. It has no more relevance in the appearance than anything else. In fact, when the body's not here, everything else disappears. That just reminded me, some of my Brit friends who are my age, when Bagpuss goes to sleep, what's it? When Bagpuss goes to sleep, paraphrasing, everything else goes to sleep. Stephen, there seems to be an aloneness with this, which nothing can be done. With what? Aloneness with what? If you don't mind me asking, with this, what's this? Amita, does separation ever felt there's still Lisa? No. There was for a time, up until like a few years ago, where it seems to be coming and going. It's just a story, of course, because it's happening in this. But no. That Lisa never was. Lisa never existed. Hi, Joe. Lisa never existed. Like ever. Lisa doesn't exist. Nothing exists, but everything apparently is appearing. It is. It's absolutely bloody phenomenal. Really. But the me wants to see it. But that's the apparent obstruction. That's how it appears. This appearance appears as a me, as an obstruction. It's amazing, actually, how all of this, whatever it is, can appear as this massive story of time and space and reality and all these things. It's amazing. There's a memory of... Is there a memory? There is a memory, I think. I actually don't know. How is that moment of absolute clarity? I think it differs for everybody, actually. All the people I speak to, it's all slightly different. So, each body and character is different. Thinks slightly differently, feels slightly differently. There are lots of similarities, of course, but how that body-mind feels when it's suddenly that sense of being someone's not there is very, can be very different. Stephen, what is? So let's go back to that. There seems to be aloneness with this, which nothing can be done. That will probably fade, Stephen. That will probably fade. Sometimes it seems to take time. Earmug, does your body feel empty? No, nothing feels empty. It feels... This body-mind is actually really passionate about things. There's a sense of aliveness, but I don't know if that's in the body or not. The body's just the body. I don't really know how it's meant to feel. Empty. No. It's all empty, but it's all full. That includes the body. All empty, all full. But the aloneness feels free. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah. I think I used to feel that, but I don't have that now. I don't feel alone. I don't have any aloneness. There's nothing going on now, like nothing at all. There's not even the feeling of free. You know what, Stephen, in this story, it kind of went through just different waves, where there might be a feeling of aloneness, then the feeling of like absolutely nothing, then absolutely everything, then just, it's just, there's no end to it. There's no end. This is absolutely, it's like a stormy sea constantly crashing, but absolutely empty and still, all at once. Hi, Thomas. I suspect it will change. You love my accent? My British accent with a slight northern twang. Meter, does the past conditioning necessarily change? Or witnessing, or not bothered, or too much bothered? Witnessing is gone, because witnessing is me. Witnessing is the me. Past conditioning can still be there. I don't know if you remember last week where I freaked with that cockroach. I'm sure that's probably a bodily conditioning. Things might appear, but there's nothing for it to stick to. There's nothing identifies with it. It doesn't belong to anybody. Nothing belongs to anybody anymore. Thomas, you from the UK? Yes. Couldn't be complete without a cup. No. Sometimes I have water, but it's a bit cold tonight, so I thought I'd have what's now cold tea, but it still feels, quite warming. It is as big as my face, isn't it? But again, I have a little face. What happens is that the person projects something onto the speaker. And I understand that because that's what used to happen here. I used to think that somebody in that body who was speaking not knows something, but there was something different about them. In the appearance, that's true. But in the whole apparent reality, it's all the same. It's all the same. And that's what becomes obvious, is that there is no separation. There is no separation. There's no difference. Oh, okay. Check on the cows. Maybe compassion or totally careless. It depends on the situation. You see, that's a projection. You see, a projection that there would be a certain way of the body mind being being a certain way. These are all projections onto what it's like to have no me. What it's like to have no me is nothing. It's just sitting in a room speaking. It's that simple. Or just getting on with your daily life. All these spiritual ideas about compassion or empty or careless or this or that, these are all spiritual ideas. This is not a spiritual message. Nothing changes. And yet everything changes, but nothing actually really changes. But it's totally different, but it looks exactly the same, and life goes on exactly the same. The character doesn't really change that much. Less, obviously, not neurotic anymore, or all the things, that the me-centered human does. None of that. Could get irritated and get annoyed. Someone could bore me to hell. Oh God, not them again. Life carries on the same. It's not suddenly like some burst of compassion for every single human being. No, not at all. There's no also feeling of being careless either. It's just like life carries on the same. But it's totally different because there's no identification with it. But it looks the same. Amita, we have never moved. What does that mean? This has never moved. Not we have never moved. There is no we. The we is a projection of the me and all the other me's. We've never moved. We, the collective. Scrap the me, the we. This never moves. I can ask you the question, has it ever been anything but this? Has it ever been anything else ever but this? Iman, I have actually no idea what the sense of me is supposed to feel like. No, nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody can actually find it. No, nobody does. It's surprising, isn't it, that when you actually look for it, you can't actually find it. It's more like a kind of a very contracted energy, which is also synonymous with the story of my life. It's very hard to locate that because it's actually, you could say it's cellular. It's almost cellular. It's absolutely imbued into every fiber. That's what it feels like. So you can't actually locate it anywhere because it's taken over the system. It absolutely takes over the system. Mita, I don't know the answer to has it ever been but this. Am I talking to you? You're intellectualizing again. You're intellectualizing. So to get rid of a troll. Someone wanting some attention. It's because you're trying to look with it with your mind, you see. Like, am I talking to you? Is there a you? Is there a person? Is there this? Is there that? You know, freaking mind chaos. But that is happening in this. Has it ever been anything but this? Ever? I found that the character can change if the change outweighs the old. Yeah, the character can change. Yeah, of course. All characters change. You know, the difference between a child between the age of 1 and 3. Whew, huge. Difference between a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the character. Yeah. The character can change. But everything's always changing. Everything's always changing. Every non-moment, it's just changing. It's here. It's here. Now it's here. It's changed. Bless me, Lisa. I'll find the answer to this. Thank you so much for your help. The answer to it's obvious. Even if you understand it mentally, the answer is obvious, Amita. There's never anything but this. You can look Has it ever been tomorrow? No. Has it ever been next year? Absolutely not. Has it ever been last year? No. Never. It's so damn obvious. I'm not going to bless you. because I'm not anything. I'm not anything. And you're not anything. There's no one here with anything to give anybody. I'm not in the business of helping people. There's loads of those around, which is great, but that's not what this is about. It's not about helping people. It's about singing the song. It's just singing the song of life and love, mystery, everything, nothing. Just singing the song for no reason. Lisa's just a bird in a tree tweeting, life, life, life. Without me, stunning. Yeah, stunning. Tanja, hi Lisa. Is it useful necessary to silence the mind? No. No, because nothing would move anyway. It's already not moving. That'll just cause you frustration, trying to silence the mind. I tried it. It's absolutely hopeless. I was like sit there like trying to still the mind, like, oh God, it's been still for like a minute. That would be the thought, like, oh no, I've thought about my still mind. It was just tormenting. I guess if you're using it as some sort of therapeutical thing, I don't know, but this is not about that. A still mind will not help you to to anything. It just won't help you. Because there is no you, there isn't anything. There's nothing going on here. There's nothing going on. Joe, life is celebration. Yeah, this is life celebrating constantly. As whatever, as everything. As all the nice things and all the horrible things. Life has no preference to what is appearing because it is it. It is it. It is death. It is destruction. It is birth. It is joy. It is death. It's everything. It has no preference because it is it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just singing the song of life. All of it, without exception. All the struggle, all the grief, all the striving, everything, everything. It's everything. It's all of it. "10 minutes left, people." By the way, a few more joined us. This is a live talk. This is how I hold my meetings. So I ask you to contribute towards it if you can, or become a patron to help me support my work. You call it work? It is. I give my time. I answer messages. I have a website, all that. So please help me support my work. Stephen, Was it difficult to adjust when the me was gone? There was a period where it was quite difficult. Um, it was like the brain had to rewire somehow. Yeah, there was all sorts of bumping into things, and the depth perception was lost for a while. Yeah, well, the depth perception was utterly lost, but the whole thing adjusted to it. It's like the brain had to like rewire. Yeah, so it was difficult, practically speaking, for a little while. Yeah. It wasn't difficult as in difficult for me, because me was gone, but it was the body mind was, yeah, it was a bit incapacitated for a little while. Joe, it can't be talked about, only pointed to. Yeah, except you can't even do that, Joe. I can't even point to it. I can't point to it. Because who would I point? Who would I point to it? Who? You can't point anyone to it because there's no who and there's no it. It's just chaos. What I'm talking about is absolutely not absolutely incomprehensible and chaotic. What I'm saying is utter anarchy and utter chaos and utterly incomprehensible. And yet, the human, otherwise you wouldn't come to these talks, goes, yeah. I kind of get what she's saying, but I can't find it, says the me. But the human goes, yeah, that's right. That's right. There is only this, and it's absolutely mysterious. I can't get it. But even though I can't get it, there's this me going, I need to get it for me. But it can't be got. So there's no pointing to anything. There's just chaos coming out of the mouth. Anarchy. Love it. I love it. I love it so much. Amita, is there no rule to life? Lisa, how does it appear ordered? Or is it coincidence or story or anything else? Nobody knows, Amita. Nobody knows. From this perspective, I'd say it's utter chaos. It seems ordered, like, the couch is not floating off into the sky, and, I'm not turning into a pumpkin any moment. It's kind of ordered, but it's complete chaos and anarchy. Oh dear, it's funny. Stephen, exactly. That's what seems to be going on. Feel very disorientated. Yeah. But the body mind adjusts to that. It just takes a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't walk downstairs. I had to my foot would have to go. The sense of location was just so it's like wearing a ring for the first time and your body's just used to it all the time. It's just like, oh, it's really weird. And then the body just forgets about it. Just like it becomes part of the body. It's a bit like the body mind just sort of got digested into it somehow. Even relatively ordered to what the story experienced before. Who knows? Oh, I don't know. I think when there was a sense of self here, it seemed very orderly. Seemed very everything had its place. Everything had its place. I had my place in the world. even though I didn't really like that place, but it had a place, and everyone else had their place, and I was in relation to all these other places where they are, where I am, this, that, and the other. They're better than me, and they're not as good as me. All that. That's very kind of feels very orderly and organized, uncomfortable. And when that's gone, it's just chaos. Looks orderly. Looks exactly the same. You know, the table, floor, sky. But it's because it's absolutely unknowable where it's coming from or going to. It's not coming or going from anything. It's just like it's like a perpetual Big Bang scenario. That's how it feels, as chaotic. It's like it's not steady. It's in free fall, you could say. It's in free fall. It has no ground anymore. The ground is gone. It's like the rug was proverbially ripped from under the feet. And then there was no more rug. It's just everything is in absolute free fall. Being born every moment. Yeah. And being annihilated every moment. Simultaneously. Without a moment. Simultaneously. Yeah. Stephen, I couldn't make a tuna sandwich. Where do I put it, lol? Yeah. That's right. It's because, the brain for so long it's been like in a certain way, certain way, certain way, certain way. And it's like got all these nice little deep grooves, which all these circuits are firing off in this certain way, which they have done for so long. And suddenly, poof, everything's thrown into chaos. And this is me theorizing, of course. this is me theorizing of what it felt like here. And somehow this like chaotic change has to kind of like, somehow come back together again. And it does. Hi, Nikolai. Okay, I've got 2 minutes left. This week, I'm gonna say my mom that I left university, so I'll become no one very soon. I guess she will kill me. You know one anyway, Nikolai. You know one anyway. You'll be no one when you're at university. You'll be no one when you leave university. How long have you got left at university, Nikolai? It says, it seems as it gets worse when the body adjusts to this realization that it's nothing and there's no one. Yeah, but it doesn't know it's adjusting. It's like a wound. It's like a wound. So you've got a wound and it slowly changes, it forms another skin, and as that skin changes and that forms. So it's just doing it on its own. It's like I guess I know what you mean, though. It's just that the word realization kind of threw me a bit there. Yes. I'll stop being a word Nazi. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to go in a minute, but I want to see what Nikolai says. Oh, I asked you, how long have you got left of university? Why are you leaving? Because you know what, Nikolai? You won't find it any different. It won't do anything. If you're leaving university because you think that somehow that is going to set you free, I can guarantee you it won't. If you're leaving it because you hate your course and your tutors and everything about it, that's another thing. I know, but I can't do it anymore. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. If you just really hate it, yeah, why do something you hate, of course. Yeah. But if you're doing it because you think it'll set you free, then it won't. But if you do it because you just can't stand it, then yeah. Yes, yes. Stephen, definitely at a sink. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, says Nicola. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, your mum's gonna kill you. Or if she's like me and she'll be like, yeah, oh well, if you hate it, you hate it. No point in doing something you hate if you don't have to. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go now. So thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, Joe. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for those who donated last week or contributed. I prefer the word contributed, actually. Contributed to the meeting last week. Very much appreciated. And see some of you on Wednesday. And I'll be here next week. Yeah, the only week I'm not here is the 11th of November, but that's ages away. And thanks, guys. Thank you, Stephen. I hope your body settles a bit. It will. It will. Yeah. If you want, message me, Stephen. Okay. Lots of love, everyone. Have a good week. Bye.